Why is swimming so good for us?
Researchers noticed multiple benefits.
What is it that makes swimming special?
What if I told you there was a miracle drug that could improve your cardiovascular system, give you better sleep, reduce stress, and burn calories, all while lowering your risk of death by 28%? It can reduce depression, anxiety, and loneliness, make you smarter. It literally changes your biochemistry and physically transforms your body. Well, that drug exists, and it doesn't come in pill form either. It's swimming. Swimming literally rewires your brain. Let's talk biochemistry. We have neurotransmitters and mood enhancement. This comes from endorphins and serotonin. You also have a reduction in cortisol, which is the stress hormone. And a study from the Journal of Physiology found that aerobic activity, including swimming, can increase endorphin levels by up to 30%, contributing to improved mental health and reduced symptoms of depression and anxiety. And according to a neuropsychopharmacology study, participants who swam regularly showed a 20% reduction in cortisol just after 8 weeks. Swimming also gives you memory enhancements and cognitive performance. This is because of the increased blood flow to the brain. Literally, when you're swimming, your heart is pumping, the blood is flowing, and that blood is circulating through your body and your brain. In a study from Frontiers on Human Neuroscience, regular swimming was associated with a 25% increase in cognitive performance, particularly in areas related to problem solving and memory. Swimming also boosts neurogenesis, and that's exactly what it sounds like. You're literally making new neural connections and pathways in your brain. A study published in Aging and Disease found that older adults who swim have 33% better memory retention compared to non-swimmers, which may delay cognitive decline as they age. And we could make an entirely separate video just on the mental health benefits with swimming. Swimming is absolutely incredible for your mind, your sanity, and your mental health. According to a meta-analysis in psychiatry research, individuals who swam regularly experienced a 15% decrease in general anxiety and a 12% reduction in depressive symptoms over a 6-month period. Not only that, but swimming can improve your sleep quality. And if you've been swimming regularly and you have a good routine, you know just how important it is to get a good night's sleep. It keeps you recharged. Coming back to the pool, it'll not only make you swim faster, but you also feel more recovered during the day to attack anything else you have in your schedule. A study by Sleep Medicine found that swimmers reported a 20% improvement in sleep quality compared to non-exercisers. Now that we've talked about what swimming does to your mind and your brain, let's dive into what it does to your body. And some of the physical effects are pretty pronounced. There's a reason why people talk about having a swimmer's body. You see these athletes, they look jacked and shredded, and even though most of the swimming population doesn't look exactly to that level of finesse with a human physique, when you watch a swimmer come out of the water, they have certain characteristics, and that is because of what swimming does to your body. And let's break it down. First of all, it's muscle development and strengthening, because when you swim, you're literally engaging all of your muscle groups from head to toe. I call it from fingertips to your toes. When you're in that streamlined position, you're cutting through a medium of water that is 800 times more dense than air, and because of that, you're engaging all of your muscle groups. According to the Journal of Sports Sciences, swimmers showed 23% more lean body mass than individuals who didn't swim. And this indicates significant muscle development, because if you take someone who swims and someone who doesn't swim, they're probably gonna have more muscle percentage than the person who doesn't swim at all. One of the benefits of swimming is that it's also low impact, yet high resistance. I already mentioned that the water is 800 times more dense than air. So because of that, you do get the resistive effort of going through this water, this medium that is thick. At the same time, it's low impact. When you're in the water, you feel like you're floating. It's zero gravity. So you get both the pros of being in this thick medium that is 800 times more dense than air. At the same time, I'm gonna write 800 times more dense than air. It's that important, folks. Yet it's low impact. It's zero gravity. And this zero gravity with 800 times more dense than air is truly special. Research from Sports Medicine found that swimming improves muscular strength by 15% more than land-based exercises over a 12-week period. And this makes it ideal for injury recovery and also avoiding joint strain. Now, at the end of the day, if you're trying to look like a bodybuilder, swimming alone ain't gonna cut it. But if you're like most people and you just wanna have a toned physique and you wanna feel good, you want the mental health benefits, swimming is definitely the pill for you. Now let's talk about cardiovascular health, because when it comes to your heart and your lungs, these are things that are really important. If you look at one of the leading causes of death, mortality in not just the United States, but the entire world, people die from having heart attacks, having strokes, having things that swimming can significantly reduce the likelihood. Because when you swim, you are increasing your heart's efficiency. And research published in the American Journal of Cardiology found that swimmers had a 28% lower risk of developing heart disease compared to sedentary individuals. And I always say, no matter how fast you swim, you're still lapping everyone on the couch. And speaking of the couch, how are you going to improve your VO2 max if you're just hanging out playing video games? No, you're not. And that's why it's so important to go to the pool, go swim, open water, doesn't really matter, because you are going to have a substantial lift in your VO2 max. Now, if you're wondering what VO2 max is, basically it's how efficient your body is at working out. That's essentially what it is. You don't have to be working out, you could just be hanging out, but how efficient is your body at using the oxygen that you have? And a study from the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that after just 8 weeks of swimming, participants experienced a 17% increase in VO2 max, indicating greater stamina and overall cardiovascular health. Now we got to talk about the swimmer's body, because fat loss and body composition is a huge component of being an overall fit individual. It's really difficult to have someone who is severely overweight, morbidly obese, and have all these other positive health markers. Most of the time, if you're swimming regularly, your diet is in check, and you don't have any other physical abnormalities or genetic health disorders, you should have a relatively lean body composition. And part of that is because you burn so many calories when you swim. When you swim, you can burn from 400 to 700 calories per hour. And that really depends on a number of factors, including your body weight, your gender, all these different things factor in the stroke that you're swimming. But even if you're not swimming very fast, and this is the fun thing about swimming, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna increase your heart rate, you're gonna get the muscle activation hitting all of your muscle groups, and because of that, you're gonna burn a ton of calories. And assuming you don't eat your weight in cake after you get out of the pool, and you keep your diet in check, you're going to burn calories. So it's really, really important that you stick with your nutritional plan, you burn the calories, and you're gonna look lean and mean. According to the Harvard Medical School, a 155-pound person can burn 450 calories in 1 hour of just moderate swimming, and up to 700 calories in an hour of vigorous swimming. And because swimming is so resistive yet low impact, you're actually gonna reduce your fat mass relative to maintaining muscle. What that means is you're going to be able to reduce fat percentage, but keep the muscle on your frame. If you do other types of activity, that's not necessarily the case. You might lose fat and muscle, or you might not have any muscle in the first place, and so you're kind of just shriveling up in a lot of different activities. Swimming is amazing because you're moving through this 800 times more dense than air medium, it's low impact, you maintain muscle, and you're reducing fat at the same time. And in a 12-week study published in the International Journal of Sports Medicine, participants who swam 4 times a week reduced their body fat by 7% while also improving their overall muscle definition. That combination is extremely difficult, and that's why it's so important to not only swim and really engage your muscles with doing different strokes and using different pieces of equipment, but also keep your diet in check. Like I said, if you eat your weight in cake after you get out of the pool, you're gonna negate all the positive health benefits that we just talked about. Now let's talk about how you actually implement all of this stuff into your daily routine. According to the CDC, even just 30 minutes of swimming a few times a week can reduce the risk of chronic illness by nearly 40%. That's pretty significant, and what that means is you don't have to go to the pool every single day and spend hours and hours swimming back and forth. Believe me, I've already done that in college. We would swim up to 4 hours per day. Now, fast forward over a decade later, I'm swimming just as fast, if not faster than I did in college, and I only swim about 30 minutes every other day. Now, when I prep for a competition, I'm going to swim a little bit more. I'm doing out of the water training as well, but in just a few hours per week, not per day, you'll be able to see all the different health benefits that I laid out in this video. But it's important to consider a few other things before you get started. Number one is to make sure you're following the right resources. Now, if you made it this far in the video, I trust you're in the right spot. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe, because here I show you how to swim faster and smarter than ever before and how to get started and do it the right way. Number two, you want to learn the basics and set smart goals. This is so important because a lot of people just jump into something and they don't really understand what they could be getting themselves into, and they normally give up and quit because they get lost along the way. When you have a plan, when you have a smart goal, a specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goal, you're going to be that much more likely to succeed. So when it comes to swimming, it's the same thing. How many times per week are you going to swim? How far? What plan? Are you working with a coach? All these different things are really, really important to nail down when you're early in your swimming journey. And if you've been swimming for a really long time, even better. It means you have a good starting point. Now you just got to write down those smart goals and make sure you're holding yourself accountable, whether that's on your own, with a group, or with a coach. And speaking of coach, you got to figure out if you're going to do this on your own and go through all these unknowns all by yourself, or you're going to work with us directly. So if you want to work with me and my team and help you reach your goals, make sure you click on the link down below this video so you can apply for a free 30-minute coaching session so we can see how we can best help you. On top of that, you want to make sure you're using the right training equipment and tools. You really got to be using a dedicated application and software to make your swimming that much more efficient. It's why we developed the MySwimPro app so you can have that personalized program right there on your watch, guiding you every step of the way. Even if you're just tracking your swim, what gets measured gets improved. So make sure you check out the MySwimPro app, available also linked down below. Now, if you're serious about taking your swimming to the next level and you're motivated and inspired to take action right now, then click on the first link in the description and make sure you watch this video right over here on how you can swim perfect freestyle. I'll see you over there, and happy swimming.